Never judge a book by its cover. We've all heard this, yet we all do it. We all judge books by their cover. Even if you say you don't, you do, okay? And the professionals know this. The professionals understand the importance of a good cover on your book. So if you were interested in self-publishing a book, for example, you might end up on different websites that offer advice for doing this successfully. And one of the tips that they will give you, that they will emphasize to you throughout your entire research process, will be the importance of a good book cover design. Okay? A way to make people buy your book. The cover is important. Physiologically, our sense of sight and visual perception is extremely important to human beings. This is why we stand upright with both of our eyes in the front of our head, right? And we actually see a lot better than a lot of animals do on planet Earth. And most of our brain is actually built around the visual cortex. We rely a lot on the appearance of things. And professionals at selling things understand the importance of visual perception. They understand the weight that we put on the way things look. Things need to look good, you see? And your favorite YouTuber understands this as well, that appearance is everything. Your favorite YouTuber understands that YouTube is about views. This means that YouTube is all about the appearance of things, okay? And there are a lot of authors that have a lot of valuable advice. There are a lot of content creators on YouTube that have valuable advice, and it may be important to a lot of people that watch their content, right? Or that read their books. And this understanding of the ideal or the appearance of things, this understanding can help your information be spread much quicker and allow for a lot of positive and healthy change in the world. But there are a lot of authors and a lot of content creators on the flip side of the coin that are only in it for a paycheck. They just want to get paid, right? So they need views, and they also use this information about how much people rely on the appearance of things, right? Now, what I mean is, if I wanted to sell you a book on how to be successful, I don't actually need to be successful, right? I could be using this very book that I'm writing and selling to you as my way to become successful, right? And you, I know that you also want to be successful and that you feel as if you're not successful. So I'm going to take advantage of your bad situation and make it my good opportunity. And I will write this book, and what I will actually do, instead of actually applying everything step by step to become successful myself, what I will do is I will gather together all of these little tidbits of wisdom and information from the real successful people, and I will put it all together in a book, and I will present it to you. And through my research, I've become sort of like a great actor. I'm able to speak as a successful person because I've learned the language of successful people by studying them to write this book, to sell it to you. You understand what I mean? So I've become an actor for all intents and purposes, a showman, just a charlatan, someone who presents themselves to be an expert in a certain area without actually having any knowledge for it myself, with no actual practical application. I just know it all in theory. And I'm able to present myself as a professional in the field because I've done the research. Just like an actor that's cast in a movie, the actor has to play the role of a doctor. And so he might be required to do research into this role and understand the language that doctors use when they're on the job. That way, when he's in front of the camera, he's able to speak like a doctor, and it will sound natural. And he can fool the audience into somehow forgetting that he doesn't actually have 35 years of experience in an operating room. You see? And this is so powerful. How easy it is to forget when you're watching a movie. It's like you have to willingly forget, though. On some level, subconsciously, you have to willingly forget that what you're watching is just a movie. And we have to do the same thing when we're reading a book, the same thing when you're watching someone on YouTube. You have to forget that this is perhaps all just a staged production. You don't see the set that's behind your favorite YouTuber. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You know? You don't know what's immediately to the left or right of me right now, just outside of this frame. You don't know where I'm at or what I'm doing. You don't know anything about my life, because this is extremely important for this person, this charlatan, this fake, this fraud, this con artist type of individual who only wants to make some money, right? They want to con the audience into a smile and out of $1. YouTube provides the perfect breeding ground for this type of individual. Why? Because this person is a performer, an actor. They need a stage, and YouTube is the perfect stage because it allows for such control, right? And such distance between the creator and the audience. That way you can't see what I'm doing with my hands, you know? You can't see past all of the smoke and mirrors into the behind the scenes, right? And so I'm able to present myself as anyone that I want to be. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because I saw the most curious thing on my YouTube. Because, you know, I'm just like anybody else. I watch YouTubers all the time, and have like favorite YouTubers, like channels that I watch on a weekly basis, right? And so in my YouTube feed, I saw this channel in my recommended section that I've never seen before. It was called like Advice Talks, or Talks Advice. And they titled their video in an odd way. It stood out to me, right? It was a real attention grabber. In parentheses and in all capital letters, they had the word urgent. And then it said, "This may be the most important video on YouTube." And so it caught my attention, right? I'm like, oh, snap. But I just scrolled past, you know. But the very next day, one of my favorite YouTubers came out with the video. And it used the exact same title, word for word. Okay? And it made me a little curious. I was like, wait, that was a little strange. And I double checked. I made sure that I wasn't just like imagining it, right? I made sure. And I was like, okay, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe this is like a clever marketing strategy. Perhaps they share the same or a similar demographic. So if they can share similar titles, or the exact same title in this case, maybe there will be some sort of like overflow of viewers, right? And so this could be just a clever marketing scheme, but still it piqued my curiosity, and it made me go to one of my favorite YouTubers' channels. They produce daily content, and I went through a large portion of their video library, the videos that they've made, that they've produced on YouTube over the years, because they've produced videos for years, have thousands of videos, right? So I couldn't go through them all. But I did notice that they use the same type of title for every video. And weekly, they use titles that are so similar to each other that it's like they're making the same video over and over and over and over again every week, every day, just saying it in a slightly different way with a slightly different expression. But overall, it's the same video. And like, you could melt down these thousands of videos into maybe 20 videos that you could digest in one afternoon of watching, right? But instead, this person somehow is able to recreate this content over and over and over again and say it from so many different perspectives. And the goal here is just to get views. This is your most popular type of YouTuber, the one that has the biggest following. They're an expert actor, a performer, an entertainer. First and foremost, they are an entertainer, right? So one thing that you have to know is that an entertainer, their sole intent, purpose is to entertain, not to educate, right? So they just want the views. So for them, it's all about appearance. It's an act. And it was just like shattering to me to discover this about somebody that I had begun to like develop some sort of trust for, right? And it was strange to see, to like break out of a spell like this and then look around and see the other people, right? The other people that are in like the comment section right there alongside of me. I break out of it. It's like being at like a concert, right? And like really what's going on the stage is they're hypnotizing the entire crowd, and you're in the crowd hypnotized right along with everyone else, and then somehow you break out of it. And then you look at the rest of the crowd and see them all doing the same motion, repeating the same words like a mantra over and over and over again. And then everything starts to transform, and you figure out that you're in this massive mind control facility, and this is what's been going on everywhere, right? And that's sort of where I'm at right now. I mean, it's a really strange sort of phenomenon. It's a strange experience for me, and I wanted to share it with you. Anyway, man. Anyway, take it easy. I see you guys in a few days. Watch out for them charlatans now. Watch out for the charlatans, man. Until next time, I hope you continue to free your mind.